Too many people think they fucking know me. Might charge you double when I cop a OZ. Might pop a oxy and I'll fucking OD. Tony.
And we're back. Another beautiful episode of Around the Corner. I once again am your host, Ethan Doors, at your mom's favorite son.
I'm Ellen.
At Ellen DeGeneres Show. And we got the boys.
Go
ahead.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Austin, a.k.a. Double Blind.
I'm Ethan. They call me Geronimo.
Sick.
We're from Orange, Kansas.
Yeah.
Kicking it with the squad out here with you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us
Yeah,
out.
for
I
real.
appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on. What do you,
Yeah.
so what do you guys do? Besides jerk each other off?
Well, that's just something that's on the side, but
yeah, side hustle for now. You know, Cornr and then OnlyFans.
You have to work your way up. Well, OnlyFans, it's not as lucrative as it once was. So we're looking for different things. So as of now, we're trying out this whole music thing.
A wide range. Not just music, but with that being said, music.
Yeah, but
we're musicians. We're artists. We make music, we do our videos, we do promo, as Ether Dream is called, that's like our parent company that we're making. So that's pretty much like our overarching, company that does everything. So, over time, we want to have different people come in, do different positions in there, whether we have digital artists, whether we have videographers, whatever it might be. Right now, it's all us, though. It's me and Austin, Double Blind here. So.
Yeah, the team right now. But, so currently we're working on a little album that we're hoping to drop in January or February, trying to get all that ironed out.
Yeah.
Outside space and time. Yeah. So it's kind of like a experimental. It's hip hop based, but it's kind of got like, I don't know. It's definitely got a futuristic kind of like space experimental kind of vibe.
It's very vibey.
Yeah, it's incredibly vibey. But the whole thing is that we pride ourselves on our influences. So the influences maybe being Kanye, Mac Miller, Kid Cudi, Logic. There's a wide variety.
Tame Impala.
Tame Impala.
It kind of goes all over the place.
Yeah, but with that being said, right now we're just trying to get some singles out and hopefully in January get this project finished.
That's exciting. I see you're wearing this nice necklace.
Thank you. Yeah, so
here, man. What's that?
It is actually our first song in waveform. So I found a company that was able to make they print different kind of waveforms on different jewelry, stuff like that. So at some point I found that and I was like, just looked it up. Found it, got it. They had it on sale, $40, something like that.
We have a promo code for you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, our first sponsorship.
Shadow Legend.
www.wavenecklace.com.
Yeah, Lyrical Jewel. Hopefully, give us a shout out. LyricalJewel.com.
Send a Spotify
that goes
link.
to our song Cotton Candy Skies too. Which
our
was
very
like
first one. It's so that's just pretty cool.
Yeah, a little single just to kind of. It served its purpose in terms of letting people that grew up with us, because I grew up in Lawrence, so I know some people from my past. But when I was a sophomore in high school, I moved with my parents out to Southwest Missouri. So there was a long period of time where I was not in Lawrence. There's 8 years or so, because I was in high school, and then after high school I went to Pitt State in Southeast Kansas. So as an adult I came back. So a lot of people maybe kind of remembered me, but didn't really know the adult me, they knew me from 8th grade. So that song was cool to just kind of make the announcement hey, we're out here, we're making music. So we're excited to drop this album because we're hoping that this album also is able to showcase a bridging between kind of what we did melodically with Cotton Candy Skies and what we can do
and some bars,
with bars,
some
exactly.
fun bars, whatever it might be. One thing we want to make it clear is that this tape is definitely story driven. It's top to bottom, 7 tracks that have purposes for everything. It starts with something, ends with something, and it all kind of fits together. And that's kind of what we want to start with, is just we have concepts, we have our own experiences, and we put them in our tracks because everybody has experiences, so we might as well, show you what we got, what we're thinking about.
We're more professional than you people that are just putting shit on SoundCloud for no fucking reason.
We like to, do a little bit, some planning, get some meticulous ideas out. But with y'all and feng shui, I see the same kind of similarity. Y'all got a whole mix of everything. Y'all got different homies doing different stuff, and it all fits a perfect purpose in feng shui.
Right. So how'd you guys meet? Because you lived fucking all over the place.
Yeah. So
it's a crazy story.
Yeah.
Children.
Yeah.
Literal infants. So I was born here in Lawrence. He was born here in Lawrence, and ironically, we were next door neighbors as children.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
literal kids.
So like up until I moved, like I had it super good in terms of like didn't ever have to live in another house.
Yeah.
So like I just lived next to Ethan forever, and like literally the house next door. So like it was super convenient.
Yeah.
I also like I have 3 older sisters, but I don't have like a brother. So
And I have no siblings whatsoever.
Yeah, so like it was nice to be able to go to his house and escape like all the craziness of the girls, you know. And I'm the youngest too, so
Ethan's
like
let's go see your sister.
And
yeah,
I'm just trying to get out of my
Ethan
house and see
literally
some
like,
girls. And
he's like, what? Some siblings? Like, what's?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
What is
bro,
this like?
I want to. His house was the safe place. He's always trying to come over to my crib.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no doubt.
But yeah, so like up until I moved, like we were just neighbors forever.
Yeah.
So shooting hoops in the driveway.
Oh yeah, I mean, even when we were kids, we had like 7, 8, 9. We had our own little like jerseys that we made. Had like a little neighborhood ball.
The Jenny
squad.
Wren Ballers.
Yeah, Jenny Wren
Damn.
Our own little
Ballers. We
league.
had homies down in other neighborhoods, and we'd be like, "Hey, come on through. Let's just play some basketball."
Yeah.
And then we're playing way too
Full
hard.
jerseys,
It was- yeah, like-
running plays.
It was
way
hella
too
rigged.
hard.
We were the commissioner, so like we took like the best possible talent, and then the other team they just showed up wearing whatever.
Oh my
We went to
God.
Hobby Lobby with his mom. Our shit, we came correct.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't have to go
No.
nowhere. It was his driveway, but we came correct.
Right.
So, but
Yeah.
we remained, best friends even when I moved and all that. So.
Yeah, so like, and throughout our entire childhood growing up, he didn't go to elementary school with me. He was like privately taught at home, and then went to private Christian schools.
My parents were hella religious growing
Yeah.
up, so they were like, if I went to public school, like Satan, that's a wrap, dude. I'm going to hell.
Yeah.
Don't go to public school. You'll go to hell. That's what my parents
that's-
told me.
they told
No,
me.
like I had like a year where I could go to public school, and then like I'd slip up, I'd like cuss around them, and they'd be
Oh
like,
my
right back.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
Too much.
yeah, so I went to I was homeschooled, which was a nightmare. You don't want
Yeah.
that interaction with your parents. I'm telling you.
Right.
I was homeschooled for like a few years, and
I'd be
then
getting into fights.
literally, literally, like it was just so rough. You don't want to see your family that much, let me tell you. And then it'd be like a few years of doing that, and then a few years public, a few years at this raggedy private school in town. I won't drop names, but it was quite raggedy.
Corpus Christi.
It was Veritas. I'm not gonna say much more than that. But dude, it was literally like we went to school in trailers, like modulars, like
Oh, yeah.
like drop a trailer off. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
how can you even charge kids for that?
Dude,
But
how does
then,
that
dude,
even work? Like, was there just too many people there?
No, it was like the original structure. So this school, if you live in Lawrence, just drive down Michigan by the hospital, you'll see it.
Yeah, it's on the right.
There's like a metal building, like a barn type structure. That I guess was the original whatever. And then
Sheet
at one
metal or
point,
something, right? Like sheet metal.
yeah, it's
type
all
of-
sheet metal.
Yeah.
Like the entire structure, so
Yeah.
it's super noisy if it's windy or raining, whatever. But they've got these modulars at some point, so like the high schoolers could be separate. But like when I was in 8th grade, there was like 18 people in the class.
What?
Yeah, like
pretty
they
nuts.
play like 8-man football.
That's
so
pretty
like
tight,
it's
though.
Like
it's
arena style,
personal as
4v4
hell.
or
it's weird. It's like 8-man football, and you play on an 80-yard field, and it's a little bit like it's not as wide. It's like super tailored to
Damn.
like towns with like 12 people.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, that's crazy because I went to Veritas was 3A, right?
I don't even know if. Like, we sometimes played schools from, like, Kansas City, and it'd be, like, a team full of homeschooled, like, deaf kids.
Yeah, dude.
It'd be, like,
We
the
literally-
wackiest
So
teams.
I went to Oskaloosa. for-
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We played Veritas in a lot of shit.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So
I
like
was gonna say, yeah, dude. We probably
was
got
one of those
folded
deaf
though.
kids.
I bet you we got folded every time. We
every time.
Yeah, folded.
You guys were fucking ass at everything.
Everything,
But you
bro.
guys had a team for everything. That was like super surprising.
Yeah,
Pretty impressive.
I was super fat in 8th grade, and I had to play like both sides of football. Not
Yeah.
because I was like super good, but like we don't have anyone.
We need
to
a
play-
defensive lineman and
But
an
we were, like,
offensive
in
lineman.
cardiac distress, like
put
not
you through it all.
conditioned for the
God
small ass
damn.
school.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, Ethan always did his thing, public school.
Yeah, I mean, I just stayed in Lawrence High, Southwest is where I went to junior high, went to LHS, and he went to Southwest for his last year of junior high, and
For, like,
then
5
got,
days.
brought along to Branson. It was like, all right, well, I'll catch you later.
Yeah.
Goes to college for a couple of years, comes back, and like 2018 was around the time that he came back, and that's when he started to make his own music. He was doing it on his own a little bit, and he was asking me for some opinions, getting me into some music production, whatever it might be. And eventually, he was as he was releasing some of his own stuff, it kind of got me thinking, like, what is this music stuff really about? Like, what am I doing here?
Right.
So eventually, he kind of coaxed me into getting into it.
I sent him a
myself.
beat, and I was like, bro, like, just come with some bars next time you come over.
Yeah.
And I'd always try, like, I one time took, like, our whole recording, well, a mobile version of, like, my recording setup, my bad, and we went to Vegas, and I was trying to get everyone drunk, and, like, let's do some freestyles, but I couldn't get anyone drunk enough to confidently
No confidence, yeah.
get up, but, you know, I was trying to plant seeds back then, and,
Yeah.
like, Ethan's always had a hella good ear, like, listening to good music, and finds moments in songs. I'm like, man, I know there's potential and he's rhythmic, like, there's something there, and, like, that'd be tight if, like, my best friend, like, because I would have him anytime I mixed one of my songs, and I was really just trying to spit back in the day, like, kind of like underground type vibes. I'd always have him come over and tell me what he thought before I would release them, like, is my vocals, does it sound muddy?
Right.
Is it, you know, and he would kind of give me that, like, critical ear, because a lot of people I wouldn't really respect, like, you listening to Lil Pump, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really care what your ear, but, like, with him, I did. So he was always in the studio helping me, like, mix stuff, you know, and I think just him observing that, he was like, yeah, I can do this shit.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And watching him, like, start
Confidence.
from that to where it is now, it's shocking, bro. It makes me, like, scared sometimes.
Yeah,
Bro, I get scared.
Stop.
Yeah.
He's gonna take my spot.
Yeah,
bro.
hold on, wait a
exactly.
minute.
Imagine.
Hold on, literally.
No,
I
I
also,
mean, as a kid, bro, like, give some credit to this guy. He's been on Fruity Loops as a kid for years. I mean, I shit you not, like, that dude as an
Like, in
8-year-old
sixth grade.
kid, I know, like, he was doing the damn thing on the
Yeah.
computer with the keyboard and making, like, some trap stuff back then, you know. And he never did, you know, continue with Fruity Loops too much. He did, I think, a little bit in college, right?
I did it all up until, like, my laptop got destroyed, like, sophomore year of college. I spilled, like, tea on it, and then I switched to Logic. But I just kind of quit producing. But that's when I was more interested in, like, getting on the track vocally, because before that I would just make beats, hella trap beats, hip hop beats and stuff, and I would send beat packs to, like, local artists back. You know, when I was, like, a junior in high school, that'd be, like, what, 2011, 2012. I was trying to send stuff to people in Lawrence and Kansas City, and
Damn.
so I did that, went to Pitt State and made some connects, but, like, when my laptop got destroyed, I was like, I'll switch to a MacBook, started using Logic, and then I just kind of started with all the beats I already had, just kind of threw, you know, my vocals on it, and that was a journey.
What made you get started with Fruit Loops back and so young?
So, like, I was just always interested, like, in keyboards and stuff, you know, you could, like, mess around on, like, a keyboard. So, like, my parents, like I said, were hella religious, so, like, I had to learn, like, all types of instruments, piano and stuff, because they were like, oh, you're gonna one day play on the worship team or whatever. So, like, I learned piano and all this stuff. Thank God that didn't happen. So I had to learn how to, like, play all that stuff, and, like, I'd go to the church and they had these nice keyboards, and, like, I could go on there and, like, you could, like, make a little beat, you know, and it would loop, and then you could, like, add stuff, and that was just really cool to me. I'm like, yo, like, and I just beatbox all the time, so it was an easy way to, like, translate what was in, you know, my head to that. And then I just was, like, one day someone at church mentioned FL Studio, and he had an extra copy, and he was some cool kid at the youth group or something. I was really young, I was, like, in 5th grade, and I convinced him to give me the CD with the key and everything. I took it home, put on my slow ass computer, and, like, watch tutorials, and I have an iPod somewhere. I was trying to find it today just because it'd be hilarious, with the most dookie beats of all time. And I think it'd be so funny sometime to have a cipher, get, like, a bunch of people, and they all have to rap on my doo-doo ass 6th grade beats.
That'd be tight, though.
And they're, like, not, the beats, like, sometimes, like, hella off, like, the little synth I'm doing's, like, not matching, so, like, it would just be chaos. Like, I think that shit would be hilarious. Some of them do kind of go, though. I had to go back and kind of rework them.
Yeah, exactly. Just take fucking samples of your old shit
Yeah,
and just rework
incorporate it.
Yeah.
But
some way.
yeah, I mean, absolutely take some of that
Yeah.
knowledge and
But we would make, like, joke songs in high school
God,
and
we
never
have one
take shit
song.
serious.
nobody ever
It's
needs to ever
vaulted.
hear.
It will remain
It's
vaulted.
volatile. It's vaulted. It's like it's just so bad. Every once in a while, he goes, "Hey man, I went through my email and I'm gonna send you this link," and it's unknown.
It's the song.
And there it goes. I click it. I hear it. Cringe. Immediate. Just please God.
Yeah,
no,
it's
please, God,
uncomfortable,
no.
but
delete
sometimes
it.
you need to be humble. You
Yeah,
know, you
that's
have
true.
to be humble.
You have to post like a really cheesy video at some point.
Dude,
Like
that
TikToks
video.
and anything.
Yeah,
I
it's a
swear,
video
dude. I
to that.
swear. It's like Jack Harlow. Have you guys seen some of his like when he was a kid rapping? Oh, he has some YouTube videos of him like, and some of it doesn't sound too bad, but it's like you see him, white kid, curly hair, glasses,
Abercrombie
nerd, you know, like
fits.
that dude was so funny. But now he did the damn thing. He made it.
True.
You know, took a
Yeah.
lot of consistency and effort, and that's kind of what we want to be known for is just constant, you know, working on the shit, never ending it, never stopping.
Now that we've removed the lid and started releasing a lot of stuff, because we have a lot of songs that are like we could drop, or like if they ever got leaked or something, it wouldn't be a big deal because
Right.
we're comfortable with them. But we're trying to be methodical and like release stuff. So now that we're out here and like as soon as this project drops, it gives us so much freedom to like drop whatever we're
Features.
feeling and not have to
Yeah.
worry about like, does this song match to go like with this type of project? Like does it sonically fit? Does it sound right lyrically? All that. Once we get this album out, it'll be easy because we just have a bunch of singles that are really fun, and we're trying to work to a point where we can have enough stuff on our
page, just in general.
yeah, on all our pages where like people are familiar with us, and then we want to start trying to get some local stuff
Yeah,
going
that'd be
and
great.
get our toe in the water with that. But
Right.
as of now, it's the name of the game is just trying to
Fucking
hello, we're
content.
here. Yeah,
That's
literally,
exactly
it's
it.
content, and like Ethan said,
Eventually some videos, just trying to branch out. But with that being said, this is our first interview. Welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
See what it is.
for real. So
So why the name Ether Dream?
Ether Dream, it kind of goes in, so we have had, experiences in life that have led us to believe specific things, and the ether is kind of an idea of the great beyond. And so Ether Dream, well, this life kind of feels like a dream as it is, so it's like already it's, it has a little bit of a mix of the other side of things, a little bit of what we have here, and entertainment just being kind of a global scale of like everything creatively that we're trying to put out,
Right.
The content that you'll hear on Outside Space and Time, it kind of makes sense with the name Ether Dream, ether just again being outside of the realm of what we know.
Right.
So it took a lot of work. I remember years ago being at a replay with a homie Nano. You guys know Nano.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there, and it was years ago before Austin showed up, and I was thinking of different ideas, shirt designs, branding, this and that, because I've always wanted to do something creatively, and I just didn't know what. So eventually it was like Ether Dream. There's a couple different names, I can't remember exactly, but eventually just Ether Dream stuck, just went with it. Pretty content with the name, I'd say.
yeah,
You don't know the first rough draft names that you guys came up with?
God, there's-
like as far as artist names or for our like for our
for
over
Ether Dream, yeah. Entertainment was one of the words that was kind of like we could shift,
Right.
'Cause we-
production, records, this, that, there's
yeah, we talk about just stuff in general. Like it'd be tight one day if you had a big enough platform to do stuff where it's like you have stand up comedy events and stuff
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah,
put
yeah.
on by the overarching
Right.
company of
Yeah.
us. Because the main thing is like Ethan said, we're super creative and we just want to have as many outlets as we can be. So whether it be like YouTube, like vlogging, or
Yeah.
funny stuff on TikTok, or
streaming, doing some beats on stream, or
Oh, yeah.
cooking up a rap on stream.
Right.
Eventually, some,
trying to get some
problems
levels
with
where
that.
it can be more interactive
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
more accessible, for people. And so doing it through a digital medium, it just makes
Yeah.
it easier for us. And you don't want to ever get pigeonholed doing anything,
Exactly.
And it's if you're just like, I always think of the YouTube meme of the guy Super Hot Fire, and he's always like, "But I'm not a rapper."
But I'm not a
He
rapper.
always says, "But I'm not a rapper." I got an album coming out, but I'm not a rapper. It's just so funny. Like, so we always remind ourselves like, we consider ourselves definitely like rappers, but like we'll sing on songs and do
Oh, yeah.
whatever I guess we're feeling like. You know what I mean?
Don't want to be
Um,
boxed in.
Yeah, exactly. And
Exactly.
just like with our songs, like, yeah, you don't want to be boxed in on anything, whether it just be we only do music performances. Like, that's cool, but like also if you could get to a point where like you could have, I love stand-up comedy. I think that'd be really cool to host something in town, and
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
or like
I
that.
think, what is it? Rick's does an open mic every Saturday.
Yeah, and I
I've heard
think
that.
I saw that
They
it used to be
do.
Conroy's,
Yeah.
but I think it's called like
Conroy's.
Murphy's now on 6th Street by Sonic.
Oh yeah.
I think
Is that
it's
what
called
it is?
Murphy's
Oh, I
now,
was
but they
thinking
do it like on
Rick's.
Saturday nights. I've never been because I feel like
Oh my god.
it's probably a
It's-
shit
yeah,
show.
it's
But
terrible.
if you could do it right, if you could come correct
Yeah.
and set it up right,
Oh
it
my
could be
God.
something like that could be tied.
Hey, it's
you
a
know.
good way to break the seal. You might as
Yeah.
well if you want to get in the comedy game. You might as well.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
but
not saying for me. I'm just
Oh,
saying
my God.
host
Yeah.
host
Anybody
other
else.
people. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Oh my God.
I would bomb.
think about how many Lawrence motherfuckers are trying to be like the next Bo Burnham right now, dude.
Oh, I know.
Just
Oh,
with
yeah,
a
I can
keyboard and
see
a
that.
dream.
Oh, I know. That's so
It's
funny.
like every
He
year.
does it. He does it. That guy's so good.
That
Yeah,
was fire.
but it's like Ethan said, the idea of like ether, like you said, the great beyond.
Right.
We always just talk about like what's really going on. Like you talk about simulation. And like if you talk about simulation,
Yeah,
theory,
I mean,
or-
there's so many different.
What do you guys think?
Man, I don't know. I feel like it could go either way. I feel like I believe in everything all at once, kind of, and also
Yeah.
nothing all at once, if that makes sense.
That
I'm
makes sense.
open-minded,
Yeah.
but like I believe there's total possibility of like there being a billion fucking realities. you know, with the slight variations or some huge
absolutely.
variations, or maybe this is it. This is the one shot we got, and this is just something I'm telling myself. Whatever it is, I don't want to like claim to be like I got it
I
figured
have
out.
the answers.
Yeah, because you'll
Oh,
do
shit.
something and be humbled, like do a fat mushroom trip, and then tell me you have it figured out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Back.
So okay, let's say you die tomorrow. What do you think happens? Let's start with you, Austin.
to be real, I don't know. I definitely don't believe in heaven or hell.
Right.
That just seems too wacky for me.
It seems too black and white.
Yeah, like people,
like heaven
people
or hell,
forever. I mean, I think how long ago they were writing down the Bible and stuff. Like, yo, people were like literally not too far off from caveman in my mind. You
Yeah.
tell me
Oh, yeah.
they figured it out back then. Like that just
Yeah.
seems wild to me.
A lot of the things that they symbolically say in the Bible have like been proven. And it's like, well, if you like say it in the language that it was actually written in, it actually is kind of like, oh, this is how something actually like physically happens versus like some symbolism that because
Right.
our English is so fucking ass backwards and
That's
like
how it is.
it can't translate through
Yeah.
that age gap and all that shit. And it's just like, what? So it's literally like the Moses flood was like an actual flood of like the Indus Valley that like we have record of,
Right.
through the rock bullshit. Like we actually know when it happened and how bad and all these things. And it just because it happened where the people were writing the Bible, they made it seem like it was like the entire world.
Exactly,
Because
yes.
that was their entire world.
For sure, and you would try to assign meaning to it because the Epic of Gilgamesh, right? It's the same thing as the story with Noah. Like, literally, it's probably just someone else's perspective in a similar part of that region, you know, spinning it to their way, and it's just like, it's just a bold claim. And I grew up in a house where like it was like this is the way it is.
Right.
So that probably explains why I'm pretty like it could be anything.
Right.
And I think it's our job to always be open and always be seeking, you know what I mean, trying to figure out like what
Asking
is actually
questions.
going on and ask questions, and you'll never know. But like I think as long as you're open and you're receptive to change, you know, like there's no way you can fuck up this timeline. Like just don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
Right. I guess same question to you, Ethan. You die tomorrow. What do you think happens?
Yeah, it's a I have a couple of different ways that I look at that question. I have the way that I would like, the way that I believe, just off of experience and having different experiences throughout my life. I definitely think that we all get a choice in the end. There's a big red button in a room after you've gone through every experience that you want to. You pass away, you see, you experience, you do what you want, and then you have that big red button that goes reset, reborn. So I imagine that rebirth it seems like reincarnation seems like it makes the most sense. You have so many different stories of kids, for instance, that are born. You go, oh well, I was actually a firefighter that went into in the tower and died that way, and they know this information.
Yeah.
You're like, how did you get this or this or that? It's such an interesting question because there's so many different ways of looking at it. Depending on where you come from, who you are, what your parents might believe this or that. You're molded in a specific way. So with him, he was molded in a religious fashion. I was raised with not really any religion. My mom would pray with me at night, but my dad was like, I don't believe any specific thing. There's supernatural power. I believe in that, and I guess I kind of gravitated a little bit towards that over religion. So if I were to definitely say like I die tomorrow, and I would wish that reincarnation's not the case, but I think that's absolutely the most realistic option.
What would you wish was the case?
I just wish that. I just hope that in the middle ground of life and death, you get a specific amount of time, and time is on the other side irrelevant. It doesn't exist. You can do eternity.
To our universe, it
It
no
means
time.
something, but over there, there's no
Yeah.
connection with time. But with that being said, I think that everybody will get what they deserve or require for their conscious, their soul to be able to pass. And I think reincarnation has to be the option, because I don't think it's so tough because in my mind, if I had the choice of not being reborn again, well, everybody might say, no, I don't want to be reborn, I'm going to stay on this side.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have a choice, well, it's a constant loop, it's a cycle, So maybe you don't have a choice, maybe you do, who knows?
Right.
And I mean, in this experience, it feels like we have a choice. Sometimes it doesn't, though.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
As a scientific human, now knowing that we release all that DMT
Yes.
into our brain when we die, and taking psychedelics a lot back in the day.
Right.
I can see how people who have near-death experiences and have all that DMT released in their body and like they have like the craziest trip, how they can believe anything, how they can like see anything, how they can their reality in that moment is timeless because you're fucking dying.
I mean,
and
you're getting literally overloaded with
rush,
chemical.
yeah.
Exactly. So I'm like, that's what I think. I'm like, okay, so they're probably if there is something, we have no way. There is no way to ever potentially
Because there's
even know.
Yeah, not one person's going to have the right situation in the DMT land.
Especially in the DMT land, is like you see whatever the fuck you want. You whatever your brain tries to comfort itself in the fact that it's
also
we're fucking dying.
What is going on? Yeah.
The thing with DMT is interesting because when you die and DMT is released, what about deaths that are very brutal and there's not enough time for DMT to filter through. So those are the things that I question too. If you die unexpectedly really fast, where does the DMT have time to go through into your brain and give you that psychedelic trip or black?
Depends how you die because like people when they got their head cut off, there was a scientist who in the French Revolution was like he knew he was gonna get fucked up, so he's like, I'm going to just blink, just period, until my brain stops.
Until I can't.
And it was fucking 35 seconds after his head got cut off. And he was still just blinking.
Yeah, it's like a chicken.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
That's wild.
You're still perceiving things.
His brain was still working, even though he couldn't breathe, even though he
until the oxygen is no longer in your brain, you can't feed oxygen.
Until the cells die, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
that's some crazy stuff.
I think about that a lot.
I know.
I'm just glad that right now, currently, we don't have to fight in the Crusades and die from a sword or getting your head cut off. And that, at least if you think you get your dome whacked off, it's like, that's the end. But now you're telling me that I got to look at my corpse and the guy who killed me walk away, and I'm in the puddle of mud or blood and mud.
And you're you're disoriented because you just rolled around for a little while, and you're like,
this ain't real. Wake up, wake up. You're probably telling yourself the whole time, wake your ass up.
Get up, bro. What are you doing?
Oh man,
we could make that this angle.
Yeah. Oh man.
I mean, bro, that's crazy.
You're saying you lights just get turned off, nothing happens after you die?
Nothing.
You just think infinite darkness or
not even
hallucination, and then
not even infinite. It's just
no more consciousness.
There's nothing. Once you're gone, it's you cease. Once your consciousness is gone, that's you. So you cease to exist. All the electricity that, due to interacting with our cells and stuff, created us. What we call a soul.
Right.
That little electricity turns into heat. It slowly dissipates over time. We become worm food and all that bullshit.
So what are worms? Worms don't have consciousness. What happens to them then?
They just die.
So okay, but you're saying you lose all consciousness. So explain.
We are just
that.
We are a group of cells that somehow figured it out.
Okay.
But they also
does consciousness make us alive?
Consciousness makes us better than dolphins and better than mammals and primates and all that shit.
It makes us more aware.
We being able to think of how someone else sees us.
Yes.
That is the only thing keeping us from primates.
Agreed.
Which is so weird. We learn to figure it out from somebody else, but if an animal just sees someone else do it, they will do it to mimic them, not because they see the viability in their actions.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's more of a cause and effect and a potential result.
They're not putting the shit together. Right. Our brains somehow just happen to perfectly evolve in sequence to do all that shit.
I am glad that as a species, that's where our route was, is to evolve our brains and not claws and teeth and be super fast and
just predators or
it is because at some point humans just figured that shit out. We're gonna just giga brain these bitches. We're gonna set up traps. We're gonna
If you think of a human being as an animal, we are so weak. We would die so easily.
Can't run fast. Can't run for long.
We create weapons. We create traps. We figure out how to do the buffalo run, where we use their own. Just the way they are against them to kill hundreds of them at one time.
Easily.
And it's just we figure that out. No other fucking animal will ever figure that out.
And I never seen a moose go to the moon.
damn fucking
You just gotta
straight.
wait
Fuck
like a
them
million
mooses.
years or something.
Yeah,
That's all
wait another mill and then tell me.
Yeah.
But what?
Yeah,
what
I was gonna say, what about you guys?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what are you guys'
I,
thoughts?
you say lights off, bing bang, boom
Yep.
bam, bop.
Completely scientific.
I think we all go to heaven and you guys are going to hell.
Shit.
So,
Fuck.
just kidding.
Could you
I
imagine?
honestly think it's,
Pray
Jesus
for me,
has
bro.
spoken.
kind of like the egg theory thing.
Yeah.
But you just like take the Oculus headset off and you're
Yeah.
Simulation.
I'm back here.
Yeah.
And let me go try this life out now. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
So do you think kind of like Matrix in a sense of like, you have base reality and then you have the Matrix in a sense, simulation on top of a simulation on.
I haven't thought about it that deep.
Like
but,
we have
but I
our
can see that
soul.
being a possibility.
Well, yeah,
for
if you
sure,
take off your
yeah.
goggles, or like, you get the game over screen, take off the goggles,
Right.
there you hit something whole new life,
Yeah, but it all rushes back to you like, oh yeah, I'm back here.
Oh,
where
it's
Yeah, you're in the
It's
lobby
insane.
or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Yeah.
fucking that Rick and Morty
I was
episode.
just trying to think of the game the whole time.
Yeah,
I haven't
whatever.
seen
He
it.
burned
the
his social
brain-
security
What
card.
is that episode called? The Brain Busters or something like that?
No,
They go to that.
It's a different one. I
Blitz and chips.
Yeah.
It's classic. Every single one, dude. Classic.
That's what I think it would be. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh man.
Do you ever think about like if God was just like some alien overlord that like came down and just showed us that he could do whatever the fuck he wanted, and then it was like, look, you're gonna worship me, you're gonna have these vague things about me because I'm only here for this amount of time, and then they're like, we're just gonna create everything about you, bro. We're just gonna talk you up for
We're gonna
centuries.
build principles. We're gonna fight wars for you. He comes back and he's like, "What the fuck?" You seen the Crusades go down? Like, yo, yo.
If Catholics lost the Crusades, we would all be Islamic right now. Isn't that crazy?
That is weird to
That's
think
a wild.
about.
Yeah.
I am.
And
I thought you just said, what the fuck, bro?
he
You're
actually-
flip flopping, bro.
He came from a timeline where they didn't win the Crusades. Dude, yeah. I don't know, man. I definitely believe there's something out there, a cosmic power, maybe a god, maybe it's the god from Christianity, maybe it's the god from Islam. I don't know.
Combination.
I feel like there's probably some kind of higher form of like consciousness that has learned to transcend in some way. But with that being said, that's just me probably trying to be a little optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
You know what I mean? Because it is cool to think that also just science did this shit and we're
Yeah.
here through trial and error.
And
some math.
like the science still can be like, yeah, there's like a fifth dimensional being that fucking can do everything, and then
Right.
it just was like, hey, just so you know, all this shit that you don't know, I created.
Yeah, yeah.
And then dips away.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Just
like
leaves.
Rick in the mini verses.
Yeah, the
He
Yeah,
comes down and he
physics.
goes, "Hey, how's it going? Gleep glop, gloop glop. Hey, I'm out. You guys keep doing what you're doing.
yeah,
Give me
even though
energy."
it's just
Yeah.
the same fucking different universe. It's like physics and everything is still the
Exactly.
same no matter
Yeah.
what. It's just fucking.
Just take a spaceship and go out too far, and then you're
Yeah,
in a regular.
exactly. I make people think that I'm more special than I am because I have more scientific capabilities than they do.
Yeah,
Hey
it's-
man,
the
Rick
Rick method.
could be our overlord in
Exactly.
this
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm waiting for him to come back personally. Give
Well,
me a sign.
He'll show up in our D&D session soon enough, right?
Shout out D&D if y'all ain't playing. You
Y'all
should
play?
be.
I've never
Oh
played.
man,
I want
What?
to.
Started- I
I'll
started
give it
this
a
year.
go.
we can play, bro. I'll DM our
Hit me-
session.
hey,
We'll
hit me
do
up.
it,
Yeah.
bro.
Bro.
We're gonna get an
I
invite.
bet y'all would love it.
The
It
Thursday
sounds
nights
like-
we have an we used to do podcasts. Let's do a fucking D&D
A
podcast.
full D&D campaign. Let's do it.
Let's
Dude.
do it. Yeah,
No.
Zach, you're the only one who hasn't played D&D.
It's time.
It is time.
It's time to become
I'm ready for
enlightened.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
Join us, brother.
Yeah.
What if this is all just one big Dungeons and Dragons game?
Right now, bro.
Dude, someone
We're
is-
some off-the-wall town character. The
Yeah.
main characters haven't even hit our city yet.
No, we are the main characters that just are fucking bored, and they're like, "Well, we've somehow stumbled upon a podcast studio, so let's do a
Let's
podcast."
all just be bored.
Podcast is the move.
Yeah. I can't. It's so funny though. Like in high school, if I ever said I played Dungeons and Dragons, that
Oh,
shit would be
I did.
Wouldn't fly,
game
dude.
over, yo. You
Fly.
can't let people hear that.
I was nerdy, and I still would never.
That's what I'm saying. I embraced my nerdiness for the most part. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, I like
I
Lord
agree.
of the Rings, this and that.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could ever be strong enough in high school that you know what I'm doing on
Nah.
Monday nights, playing Dungeons and
Hey, sorry
right?
guys, I'm busy. I can't go to the
Can't
football
make-
game this week. I got to play some
Can't
D&D
watch the
with
Chiefs
homies."
game, man. I got D&D
What?
6:30.
Oh,
He
damn,
said-
you said it's a Sunday night game? Shit.
Shit, dude.
I'm going to miss out.
Yeah, no, it's so funny. Like being the stuff you're concerned with, like as a teenager, especially in high school. It's so hilarious.
Just
like
trying to be cool in every single way.
literally, it's like, oh man, I'm just getting embarrassed by like your parents' existence. Like if you're
Literally.
just in
Yeah.
public with your parents, it's automatically.
As soon as
See, I
my
never
mom
thought
starts
that.
bitching at somebody,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
embarrassed. Please stop bitching at people, please.
Your mom was a Karen?
No, but she'll make her presence felt.
No.
She will not go out of her way to be an asshole. But if somebody's doing something, don't you?
Oh, that sounds like a...
Food came out. It was warm. I'm like, Mom, it's really not a big deal. I'll eat this. She goes, I'm calling the waitress over. I'm like, Mom, please. I'm
Sounds
good.
kind of.
It's at times it can. It's the French woman in her.
I was gonna
that
say, she's
goes,
from
I am
France, so-
confrontational,
Yeah.
and I let people know what I say.
If your food isn't right,
Assertive.
she'll let you know.
Yeah.
She'll come. Yeah, I love going to restaurants with
she's-
your mom
she's
though
an
because I know something's not correct. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Michelle.
Yeah, you don't have to speak up. Like,
Yeah, not the
Oh,
26 years old. Hey, Michelle, can you?
you say, can you?
We have some Karens in our friend group. We can say that they need a reality check from time to time. Like, why is this shit taking so long?
I know.
Because sometimes
Swear.
shit just takes a minute. Drink your beer. You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah,
chill.
you don't
We're
need to
chilling,
bitch
bro.
right
It's
now,
all
man.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're vibing. It's all good.
Exactly.
Got margaritas.
Now, if the guy comes out and like says, "Your mother,"
Yeah.
it's disrespect.
Hey, you guys are too loud. You guys need to leave. No, I'm.
Yeah, I'll
then you
bitch
can
at the guy,
yeah.
but yeah, keep it chill.
Yeah, a couple of the homies are like, "Hey, I'm gonna anything goes. I will bitch about anything."
That is the worst. Is when you ask someone, "How are they doing?" and then they really get
Oh,
genuine. You're like, "Okay,
This is not
Yeah.
the time or place.
I
It's
just
9
wanted to get
o'clock in
these
the morning.
Swishers and this Arizona and go."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just keep walking because most of the time when I say that, I'm like passing. "Oh, how's it going?" And then they kind of go into their thing. I just
I'll pray for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
I'll
keep
pray
going.
for you, big homie.
I got headphones in.
Yeah.
And
Right.
God's talking to me.
I'm a prayer warrior,
Ooh.
full-time prayer warrior. Catch me at your local church praying.
Fucking you and Joel
Velocity.
Olstein.
Oh man,
Dude, have you seen the Joel Olstein prayer brick or whatever it's called? So it's like a
pushing bricks.
it's like a little portable
Prayer
speaker.
bricks.
It's like a little portable speaker, and it's like you press a button,
Oh,
and it's like it
yeah.
gives you some fucking bullshit prayer bullshit.
Oh, great.
Oh, it's so.
And it
terrible.
has a thing, a credit card like square thing.
Yeah.
Swipe.
For everyone,
And it
$5
directly
bucks.
helps God
To
and His
the
church.
good Lord.
Straight
It's
to
pretty
Joel
cool.
Osteen's
After you
fucking
run out of all
TikTok.
of the quotes he says, you can just
Yeah.
beat yourself in the head with it.
That's pretty
Yeah.
tough.
So-
Is there
That's
an
pretty
DLC
neat,
for
yeah.
the Bible? Is there going to be more verses coming out soon? When is Jesus dropping
Yeah.
another book?
And if it breaks, there's a lifetime warranty.
Yeah. Is there really? Because this sounds like a good,
Yeah.
wholesome product.
Sounds great.
Keep it in the studio, and when we're wondering, does
Yeah.
this shit slap? You just ask Joel and Jesus.
Yeah,
I
because
just-
it's God speaking through it.
Yeah.
Through God,
I just
you
hope he
can
has
do
an upload
anything.
button so I can put my
To the
prayers
cloud.
in, you know, and just
It's
upload.
up to the-
Oh my
Dear
God.
God, every night.
like YouTube did when everyone's phone one day had a
Yeah.
YouTube
Oh my
album.
God.
You had an
How did they
iPhone.
get away with
I
that?
still have it on. How do you delete it?
You
My
can't.
question.
No,
It's
you
with
did.
you.
Every
Christ.
every new YouTube album, whenever they come out with a fucking YouTube album, it's on the next iPhone
iPhone.
forever.
How
Forever.
did they get that deal?
How
It's like
do they
LeBron
know?
with the Nike deal. $3 billion, stay with us for life. You two got a deal with Apple and said, hey, I'm staying.
Yeah,
That's
seriously.
insane.
I think it was
I've
through
ever
like
heard a
that.
U2 song. Honestly, I don't think I've ever.
Not on my own. I never
Yeah,
went out of
no,
my way.
You don't know the
Radio
whole
was-
Joshua Tree album, bro?
No, I just don't think I've ever like even heard. I've heard the beginning of a song, and then I skip it. Other than that, I don't think I've ever
Sleeping.
actually. So
I always
Sleeping.
mix up U2 with Coldplay because I was about to be like, you know,
ah.
like Paradise, but I'm like, wait, I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, for real.
Honestly, I
Check
even like
yourself.
U2. I only know their albums. I don't even know any of
I
the
like
fucking
U2.
like individual songs.
I just want to know how they got that deal. Like, imagine having that kind of influence where no matter what,
Right.
you gonna have this album.
Yeah,
Well, I think-
everybody.
I think Bono created the Red Foundation,
Oh.
that like whole thing, and then like Red had like every iPhone and Apple product was like, we have a Red version, and it's literally just
Oh.
Red, but it was like through Project Red or whatever that fucking shit was
isn't that
called.
with AIDS? Does it have to do with AIDS or something?
Yeah,
Something,
it's-
right?
Honestly, probably.
I'm pretty
No
sure it
doubt.
has to do with AIDS. I thought that was the campaign behind that.
Nothing is more 80s than AIDS and U2.
And getting a bunch of celebrities together to sing about a cause.
Yeah.
We are the,
The-
world.
yeah, man.
That slap.
That
Especially
video.
when Michael came in. I was like, What?
Oh, I know. I
When,
love the behind the scenes videos of that because you can see Michael bitching in the back. Like, this guy does not know how to sing properly. He's like, hey, you should do it like this. And the guy tries it and botches it. And he goes,
dude.
Imagine fucking up in the studio
Yes.
with Michael Jackson.
Oh, that's also the truth.
You're
Pressure
good.
like no else.
But then, like, at the same time, you're already, like, a platinum selling artist, and you're like, I'm going to do it however the fuck I want.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I don't
No doubt
care.
about
Like, this might not be the medium for my voice, but my voice fucking slaps on an electric guitar.
They
So-
asked me to be here, so
Yeah,
I'm coming through
You
strong
you
when
can't
I
hate.
pull up.
we gotta do it around the world in Lawrence.
Dude, that'd be crazy.
Just
That
get the
would
whole
be-
town to do like a nice whole melody and song
Like-
together.
Every
We
fucking,
are
like,
the
We get
world.
15 verses on one song.
all the
35
different, like,
minutes.
codes.
Yourself coming in on the hook. There's a choice we're making.
Just all the different Lawrence rappers. Fucking,
Let's bring it out. We raised $18.
You're right, it was AIDS.
That's what I thought.
Started with AIDS.
Started with AIDS.
Oh, the metaverse. Oh my gosh. That is.
Oh, wait, that's Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook
Oh,
has become
God.
meta now. They are now beyond.
What? There's gonna be Nike
Dude, this
shit
is,
on
this
so
is
they
like
put,
the
like,
beginning
sponsored
of
clothing
the
for
Player One
characters.
server.
Yeah,
But it is
seriously.
like, Ready Player One.
It's Ready Player
Yeah.
One server.
But it's
being
like it's
built
just
before our
glasses. Like
eyes.
it's like your glasses just you
Yeah.
have a screen or whatever it is. How does that work?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Have you
man.
guys read Kurt Vonnegut, The Feed?
I haven't read that one by Kurt
is
Vonnegut.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've read that.
Bro, it's literally social. It's like a book, and it's or I think it's a short story. I don't remember from high school bullshit, but
Yeah.
it was like a short story or small book, and it was just like people's lives with like the internet in their brain.
Oh, exactly.
And it was like so
Neuralink.
many ads and like all this shit.
Uh-uh.
And I'm like, oh my god, this is like like being on Facebook at that time when like
Right.
reading that, and it's like this was from the '60s. This motherfucker had it spot on.
Yeah, no doubt about
That's
it.
like reading who wrote in 1984? George Wells.
George Orwell.
Yeah.
Orwell,
Oh, so
yeah.
good.
It's like, dude, he's talking about having a little TV that has a camera and it can observe you and you can interact and talk to it. I'm like, yo, this is like every Facebook portal or like Alexa type device.
yeah,
Siri
dude,
and
Alexa,
Whatever,
easy.
dude. How soon until you're doing exercises and stretching for Big Brother? You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's so
Like
wacky, but
what's so
Black
crazy
Mirror.
about Big Brother? It's like the Big Brother is literally just like
tech.
the not even tech. It's what the people on the internet make popular and like seem as cool, and then you're like, you have to be like, I do fucking all these type of videos, and then like as you go on, you're like Big Brother, whoever, which is just the popularity
Which
on the
season
internet.
was that?
Just switch. Fucking shut up.
But yeah, that metaverse is crazy though. I've been seeing some of that stuff, and I'm like, why are? I mean, it makes sense. Like everything makes sense to go in that direction. I mean, you got people bitching about like politicians taking flights to places. Like, well, what's a better way to get them into the same room without them being in the same room and get a discussion going on?
Put on the
glasses
Oculus.
and you just,
Yeah.
you're in the room with them and you have a full discussion. There's I don't know. It's so weird.
It is really weird. Either way, it's strange.
But can you eat babies through the metaverse? Because how are they going to
Yes.
That's the
You
toughest
definitely
thing.
can.
Can I have
the
that
toughest thing.
lighter?
Where are these babies coming from if I get metaverse?
I know.
How can I continue?
Are we already in the
In
metaverse?
We
Yes.
are. It's the infinite meta. That's why he did that.
I'm gonna be upset if we are and there's a movie like The Matrix. Like if we're in a Matrix and in this Matrix we have a movie that
no,
literally
that's-
summarizes what our reality is, I'm gonna be so
Wait,
mad.
but that's actually
Like on accident. Like,
yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
theory about the
much,
new
yeah.
Matrix. They're saying that in the new Matrix that's coming out this winter, that in the Matrix that they're now in for the new one, they are aware of it being a previous Matrix. The Matrix is aware of the Matrix in the past. And Neo, and like, I'm like, how are you guys?
Could you
gonna
imagine
justify
you were
this?
in the Matrix, they unplugged you, you had to reacclimate, and then you hear they're coming out with like
Matrix
Metaverse.
2.0.
Hey, Metaverse Matrix 2.0 on the way.
Oh my
But
god.
plug back in, you're like,
Wait a minute.
oh,
What did I
no.
just get out?
Imagine we're in the Matrix, and then all this stuff with like coronavirus and all these little riots and everything that's happening, like it just glitches because they're updating
Oh, yeah.
the software.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like every day's an update.
Yeah.
Every day that you go to bed and wake up is an update. It's a whole new day with a whole new experience.
Yeah, exactly. It just like
Update.
back in the fucking like 1800s, it just the technology wasn't there, so the updates took a fucking
A
long
long
time.
They really had to build
Wheels.
those houses.
Now we have quantum computers, and the internet is constantly updating, and everything's fucking new and old and
Live
everything.
service, everything.
Yeah.
Constant updates.
I've been waiting for Chess 2 to come out forever. When are they coming out with Chess 2?
You never played 3D chess? It's like chess 2.
Yeah, I forgot. Damn it, I forgot about 3D
Is that
chess.
what you think?
Yeah, dude. Well, it's like from Star Trek, but they've made it a real thing. But that shit's crazy. You're like
That's
looking at it,
insane.
and you're like, how?
We should start
Yeah.
just playing 3D chess and off like in the background of video, so it just
Yes.
looks like some big fucking brain activity.
We're
Going on like, damn.
Quantum
Have an
thoughts.
abacus right next
Yeah.
to it,
But honestly, you're just doing like the most basic shit. You're like,
and it's not even correct.
I'm
Like
just
people who
moving.
know what's going on are like,
yeah.
I just found out that on the chess.com app, you can actually play against other people.
I'm not ready for that.
Wow.
I just saw that literally last night. I just found that out because I kept getting so mad. I was like, man, I'm tired of playing against the computer. I can only play against
Take
myself
these
so
talents
much.
on the road.
And went on the road and lost.
Dude,
My ass.
time of
Yeah,
day
dude, you
was-
get fucking killed. You
it,
get
was
killed.
it was pretty late. It
Were
was
the
last
South
night.
Koreans on,
Probably.
bro?
I don't
What
know.
were
It
you
was like
playing?
Russian letters, and I was
Yeah.
not ready for it.
Dude, Russians will
Russians
kill
take chess
you.
big time
They
serious.
fucked me up pretty. I thought I was good too.
There's parts of fucking Russia that literally only see sunlight like 12 hours of the day, and then once it's winter, they do not get sunlight.
I don't think I'd like to live any life where I have no sunlight for a specific amount of time. That sounds awful.
Even with winter creeping up now.
Oh, I hate winter, but
Oh,
with
yeah.
that being said,
Mm-mm.
living a summer without winter would be awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
crazy.
why they're so hard over there, bro.
Yeah, no, that's no.
Dude,
I'm
that
rocked
vodka.
up just talking about it.
Just drink a little vodka, chill in the darkness, collect your thoughts.
Yeah.
Fight your friends.
Fight some homies.
And bears.
And a bear if there's a bear. If he had it
Periodically.
coming, what'd he say to me?
Yeah.
For real though.
What did that bear say?
What did that bear say?
So what do you guys got coming up? You said you have a project being released soon. What
So,
else you
well,
guys
right
got?
now we have, so our next song, Brainstorm, will come out December 3rd. We just uploaded that today to the distributor, so that will come out again December 3rd. And then after that, January is when we plan to have our album done by December 17th, 20-something, something around that line, and then uploaded 4 weeks out, and then it'll be out somewhere in January is what we'd imagine. But
Yeah, probably late January.
we, the plans have shifted because, Brainstorm has been the longest song that we've ever worked on. We've spent practically the past year, going in between songs and then kind of going back to that one to get it right.
Right.
We're super proud with where it is. It's the song totally different from Limits. Limits has that, more, as we said, egotistical vibe. This is kind of a little bit more subtle, a little bit more back to that Cotton Candy Sky melodies, kind of, get some rap in there as well. But after that, January will be Outside Space and Time. We got artwork coming up for that soon enough, so we'll see what that starts to look like.
We're playing around with some merch. Different
Yeah,
merch we
playing
want
some
to drop
merch.
soon.
That
So
one
this
we-
is one.
that
This
was
was
the most
a prototype.
good.
This one's going to change.
So right now we don't have anybody. I'm pretty much doing all the artwork for merch, and then promo is pretty much what I'm doing. And then we got a couple different people for artwork. So luckily, this shit's coming together.
But yeah, with the winter, we're going to drop. We're also going to have fun and just start dropping random stuff on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Stuff that we don't really have to worry about licensing and putting on Spotify.
Yeah.
So that we can just have fun and do classic rap beats if we want or whatever.
Like we said, fucking content.
Yeah,
All
really,
we need
just
is fucking
content.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Like
this is-
y'all's consistency that y'all have every week. We maybe not release as much like that, but with that being said, we want to.
No, yeah.
Sometimes.
Hey, no,
Every
but that you guys.
Yeah.
Well, but you guys try to record, get some stuff going almost every week.
Yeah, we try.
With that being said, it's a process, as we know.
Right.
It's a
Yes.
whole everything's always on the table.
Where can people buy this merch? Where can people check it
So
out
soon
at?
enough, we're going to be announcing that on our Instagrams, on Facebook. So you can catch us, Ether Dream Entertainment on Facebook, Ether Dream Entertainment on SoundCloud, Spotify. I guess on Spotify and Apple Music, it's Ether. Or no, it's
Or
not.
Double Blind and
Double Blind and
Geronimo.
Geronimo. Our Instagram, Ether Dream Entertainment. And on Instagram is where we'll be announcing some stuff. We'll have a website coming out probably by January. Have a couple of ways to get this merch.
Right.
Yeah, so January we'll have the album out around then. We'll have merch that ties in with the album itself, and we'll have some merch for a Brainstorm. We'll see how it all goes, but I think we're pretty consistent here on what we want to get done. And I think the timelines that we have now, I think we're going to be able to honor it and get everything how we want it
Right.
to. So we're
And
excited.
The main thing is it's going to be the era of he was saying just more consistency. Once we drop this album, bunch of singles coming out. We got a couple little EPs we're working on currently. That just will be fun to kind of get us through this cold and dark winter.
Yeah, just get out of
good,
here.
got some good shit coming out for the spring, and then by then it'll just be good vibes again. And we want to get some stuff going too with some local people and do some collabs here and there.
Yeah.
And so
We'll see how it goes.
it's a process.
We're excited. We're excited to be here.
Exciting stuff. Yeah.
So fucking look them up. It'll be all in description. Look them up on Spotify. Look them up on SoundCloud. Look them up on Instagram. We love you. This is a great another episode of Around the Corner. Z-Dad, Ethan Doors at Around the Corner. At your mom's favorite song. Fuck it.
Gang, gang.
At Ether
Geronimo, Ether Dream.
It's your boy Double Blind, aka your dadliest.
Your dadliest.
Dadliest.
Hey, thank you guys for having us.
Yes,
We
thank
loved
you
it.
for coming
Hope
on.
to be on soon.
Yeah, we love you.
Cool.
We're
Yeah,
out.
respect,
Gang,
guys.
gang.
Hey.
Bruce,
We have to
Hey.
guys on before you guys to promote that album coming.
Say again.
To promote the album you said it was going to be released in December.
probably late.
We'll be
We'll
done with
upload
it
it
in
December.
December. We'll upload it around December, but it'll come out in January. So 2022 guaranteed.
Yeah, but a
Something
week
happened
before.
here.